I'm Roxanne.
And I'm Catherine.
It's two girls strong. It's two girls strong. Welcome to the Two Girls Strong podcast. We're doing something a little bit different today. On the 11th of April was Catherine's birthday. And so we're doing something special. I'm going to be interviewing her, so you won't hear so much from me this time, and hopefully lots for our wonderful Catherine. I'm so grateful to have spent um, another birthday together as a relationship, but even so many more birthdays that we've celebrated as friends since 2011. So this is a really special moment. And I just want to say thank you to April, Varsha, Ashlyn, Emma, and Michaela for sharing some awesome questions that I can ask Catherine throughout this conversation. It's mixed all throughout. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you'll feel excited for this conversation.
Thanks, babe.
How are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel very loved. I had amazing, beautiful birthday messages. I feel like I've worked on friendships, so it felt like I felt extremely loved on my birthday. Yeah. An amazing birthday. And I feel less anxiety about getting older. I think that podcast episode we did about getting older, like it made me reflect a lot around my anxieties about aging. And yeah, just been like thinking about those things, and I feel less stressed about everything. I feel more loved. I feel more at peace. So I'm looking forward to the year ahead.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So speaking of birthday memories, and you've just had a lovely one, which I'm very glad to hear. There's a question that came in asking, what's the first birthday memory you can recall?
I mean, I have a lot of different birthday memories, but like a really good one was on my 16th birthday. My mom got me like she got me like nice bedding and decorations for my room, and it felt like the transition from being a child to an adult. Like the way my room was decorated when I was 16 was like, now I'm a woman, like there was intention and thought in the decor. It wasn't like childish, and that was really special for me. I had like a plant and a candle and things like that. That made me feel very loved and special.
Oh, that sounds. Thank you for sharing. I've never heard that before, so
Yeah.
that's really special. And just thinking about yourself at those ages and even younger, another question came in. What's something you think your younger self would be most proud of?
Wow. I think my life in general, like I could not have imagined the kind of life I'm living now. I always wished that I would live a nice life living in the city. I didn't even imagine that I'd be married to a woman. Like, I just wasn't in my universe. Like all of it, like everything, even the way I dress. Like, I think my younger self would think I'm cool. And then I play PlayStation. Like, wow, you get to play PlayStation whenever you want. Like, that's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in general, my life, I think my younger self would be super proud of who I am today.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm quite sure. But I wonder, like you see, it's talking about everything, and obviously, if you're thinking about before you even conceived of yourself as queer, but like thinking about your life, what would you say it took to get yourself here?
Yeah. I mean, it was a struggle. It took a lot of inner dialogue. It took a lot of reflection and setting boundaries and teaching people how to treat me, and also cutting off people who don't love me for my entirety, who don't see the fullness of who I am. And that was really hard because I have a need to be liked. I think it's a very human need to want to be accepted and liked. And so that, like, building that muscle of being able to weed out people who are not my people and not for me, that was really hard. And the more I've been able to surround myself with people who love me and accept me, the happier I've become, and I've blossomed in all parts of my life.
That's really beautiful. And even though you're saying it in a sentence, it carries a lot of weight, right? Mm. So if you're thinking about yourself a year ago from now, which is your last birthday, this is another great question that came in. If you could give yourself one piece of advice on your previous birthday, what would it be?
Wow. If I could give myself one piece of advice on my previous birthday, It would be to not stress out so much. Like I was very stressed on my last birthday about my future and about life, and often like the being so overwhelmed with the stress and catastrophizing, imagining the worst case scenario really stopped me from making progress. And there was a lot of time in this last year where I was stuck because I was so freaked out about the possibility of the worst case scenario that I couldn't actually move through difficult moments. I had a few challenging moments in the last year with my internal team in my career. I had yeah, and that had knock-on effects like across the board, and I was paralyzed through a lot of it because I couldn't like compartmentalize. I just made everything into the worst case scenario. So I guess I would tell myself not to stress so much and to take a deep breath and to handle things one challenge at a time. That's something I've learned this year, to take things one challenge at a time and not try and eat the whole elephant.
Yeah, yes. Because I was going the next question, I think, build on for that. Maybe you've already answered it around what is a lesson you learned that you've experienced that really stuck with you. Is that what you would say it is?
Yeah, for sure. Yes. The two big lessons I've learned in this last year is, number one, to take things one step at a time and really be serious about that, because I say that like people say that all the time, but to actually practice it. And then the second one is to be okay that you're going to be the bad guy in other people's stories. Like you can't control how other people perceive you, and you have to stay true to your boundaries. And sometimes people will paint you as whatever they want to. And if you spend your life trying to please everybody, you're never gonna be happy. And so that's been a really tough lesson, is that I'm not going to be liked by everyone. That's a continuous lesson, but I really learned it this last year.
Yes, and it's hard. It's an ongoing thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then thinking of this year coming up, is there any one thing that you definitely want to do before your next birthday?
Yeah. I want to play with an all-woman band in Cape Town. I want to do that. I have an all-woman band in France, in Europe, and we tour, and I'd love to have that here in South Africa. So that's like a big goal for me before my next birthday, is that I want to get together a band and play in the city.
Yes, I love that. And then, is there a way that you could describe last year compared to the year that you're trying to go into as a episode of a sitcom, and what would the name be of the episode?
Okay. It would be Deliver. Guys, Deliver.
Yes. Okay, and then lastly, just on the very much around your birthday, and just another really powerful question that came through from one of our loyal listeners. What is a limiting belief or thought that you are wanting to leave behind, and what's the narrative replacing that?
Yeah, a limiting thought that I want to leave behind. I think for me, it's like around being liked, like that. Also, my assumption is that people don't like me, and I don't know, like that's negative. It's a habit of negative self-talk and like traumas from childhood that carried into adulthood. And the reality is, I'm very loved. I know that I can feel it, and yeah, I think what I'm replacing it with, is that I am loved and I am accepted by the right people. And not everyone's gonna love me, but those who do, those are the ones who matter.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful, and it's important to acknowledge that these ways of thinking don't come from nowhere. They come from real experiences. They just don't serve the reality of where you are now anymore. Okay, another question was about the latest EP that you released. I said what I said.
Yeah.
And this is someone who really enjoyed the album, did a video breaking down each song, no skips review. Which songs did not end up making it into your latest EP? And they're actually asking, are there any surprise releases?
No, I'm working on new music now. That album, it's called I Said What I Said because I released everything on that project that I hadn't released. There's some songs I was sitting on for years, like over 3-4 years, that I needed to release. So it's almost like a full stop on a chapter of my life, that project. So there are no surprise releases, but there is new music coming out. Yeah.
Yes. And can you tell us more about what it meant to release that EP? You called it I Said What I Said. What did it mean for you to release that?
It felt very liberating. It's the first project that I feel like when I listen to it, not because of the quality of the music, but because of where I am now. Like, I love listening to it. I can listen to that entire project and not skip and really enjoy it, because I'm way less critical of myself and I'm standing like 10 toes down in my truth. And that took a lot of work. And now when I listen to it, I feel like very proud of myself when I listen to it. When I'm driving in the car, I'll put it on and I'll jam out to my own music. And that's like the first time that I'm like enjoying that. Before, it was like I would make music and I would like 1 or 2 songs, but I never used to want to listen to it because then I like critique every little thing. I could have done this better, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm like, nah, this is a jam. Like, I'm enjoying it and I'm very proud that I feel like that about my music. It's like it took a long time to get there.
Yes, yes. And you know what? I think there's a combination of the internal dialogue that shifted, but also the quality of the songs and the
Yeah.
music is really solid and amazing. And I'm also super proud of you
Thanks,
for
babe.
releasing that. So thinking about the two of us
Yeah.
now, we have been in a romantic relationship for 10 years, and 5 years before that, we were friends.
Yeah.
But I want to hear like that time 10 years ago when we were crossing over from friends to more than friends. What do you remember about that experience?
I remember being very nervous
Mm.
about us changing our relationship from friendship to becoming lovers at first,
Mm.
because I didn't want to ruin our relationship, because I had such deep love, admiration, and respect for you that I was afraid that if we changed the dynamic of our relationship, that I could lose your friendship.
Mm.
So that was a worry. I also remember being completely like not cool. Like, I felt like I was so shy. And usually I felt like quite confident when it came to relationships or like approaching girls and stuff. But with you, I was like very nervous. And I remember we went to a party called Twerkfest, and my friend Cindy was like, "You invited Roxanne here, but you're like not talking to." I was so shy. I was like back in grade 5, and Cindy was like, "Go, it's like twerk. I should be twerking on each other." My straight friend telling me this, and yeah, I just remember like being uncool and nervous and scared. And I think it's because like subconsciously I knew that there was something real between us, and that this was going to be like it was going to be very serious, or it was going to be a complete mess.
Disastrous.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, yeah, we felt the significance of it. And yeah, I remember that night very clearly as well. And over the last 10 years, what do you think you learned about yourself through our relationship?
um about myself, well, I feel very proud of myself, in the context of our relationship, because it has taught me that I can learn and that I can be kind and loving and like um and put myself second sometimes, or my ego or my need to be right second, and put our relationship first. And to be honest, I'm very proud of that. Like, I'm proud of how I show up in our relationship, and I'm proud of doing things sometimes that I don't enjoy doing, but I do it because um that's what you do for your partner, like you make me coffee every single morning, and so I'll mop the floors and have to do it twice over because that's the process that it has to take. But like sometimes you don't want to do certain things, but you sacrifice, and now I do it because I really enjoy doing those things. I do it for our home. I tidy up, and you tell me not to put things here or don't do this, and I find it annoying, but I'll follow because they're also things that I ask of you. So yeah, I'm proud of myself in our relationship.
Yeah, I feel extra lucky. I feel extra lucky to be creating a life with you. Thank you for indulging my little things. I'm also trying to reduce it. But yeah, it's so wonderful having a life with you. And 2016, which is 10 years ago, and when we started um, seeing each other
Mhm.
romantically, is also the year your lovely mother passed away. It was
Yeah.
like quite a significant year for you. And she passed away like days after you released your first EP.
Yeah.
What are some fun memories you hold of your mom in your heart and mind?
I have a lot of good memories of my mom. She was extremely loving and affectionate. Like she always kissed me and hugged me, and I do miss that affection. In fact, I dreamt about it this morning. I have a studio space in town, and I dreamt that she came to visit me in my studio, and she was enjoying my music and stuff. I miss her. I miss how she loved me and supported me and made me feel like I could trust myself. Yeah.
Mm.
But
And
but you make me feel like I can trust myself. And you love and you support me.
yes, can sit in that. I'm not gonna rush off, and I think like our respective experiences with grief can be a conversation of its own.
Yeah.
And we often don't speak about the impact of not having a present, having your mom not around, right? Your mom is a present mother, but she's just not in our presence.
Yeah.
Um, and so we learn so much about ourselves through these experiences.
Yeah.
Oh, let's sit in that. And then I'll shift then, because I
Yeah.
do think that's a conversation of its own that we can have maybe another time. But what do you think your 60-year-old, like the imagined 60-year-old version of you would want you to hear right now?
To really enjoy my life and just just like live life to the full and not be so caught up in I think for example, like enjoy going to the beach and wearing a bather without thinking about what everyone else is thinking, like small things like that, like um enjoy it, because I know that when I hit 60, 70, I am going to look back at this time and I don't want to have any feelings of regret that I didn't live my life to the full and that I was too worried about things that in 30 years time don't really matter.
Mm.
So yeah, that's the advice I think my 60-year-old self would give me, is to just chill out and enjoy life, like really enjoy it.
Yes. And that's like the last question. The next we're going to move into lightning round, but I think that's such a beautiful message, and I hope that it stays with you and carries with you, because it's from you to
Mm.
you. The wisdom you know that's within you, and you bring so much joy in people's life. I know you sometimes find it hard.
No, you
Continue.
can continue.
I know it's sometimes hard for you to recognize the impact that you have on people's lives on a personal level and through your music, but you deserve that joy. You deserve to be free, and thank you for the courage that for the courage that it takes to put your music out, to put your art out there in whatever format it comes, and still taking that on despite how difficult that is and the constant fear of being judged. Yeah, you deserve that joy and freedom.
Mm.
Mm. Okay, so now we're going to go into a lightning round, short answers
Okay.
only, and it's going to be quick.
Yeah.
Okay, first one. What's it like being our nephew's favorite auntie?
It's nice. I just like hanging out with him. He's a cutie. I'm a cutie. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm still coming to terms with that. Okay, what's the hobby you keep saying you'll pick up but haven't?
We're supposed to learn to play tennis,
Mm.
but we need to get on it. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Okay. What's something about me that still surprises you after 10 years?
How silly you are. You're always like up to something.
Okay. In which ways have you surprised yourself in our relationship?
Um, how I've surprised myself. I don't know. Like I'm way more patient with you, and nice. I'm surprised that I don't need to be right all the time. Yeah.
Yes.
That always surprises me. It's like, yeah, actually, I'm wrong. Like yesterday, I admitted that I cooked the food wrong, and you were right. But yeah, usually I'd be like, I wouldn't want to admit that, but yeah.
Yes. But speaking of cooking, I thought you would say something about your the way you are just a domestic goddess.
Oh yeah, that's a big surprise for me, is that I didn't know I would want to be a housewife. I enjoy it. I love cooking for us and cleaning the house and doing all those things. I never expected that that would be something that brings me that much joy, but I love to do it.
I love that you love to do it as well. Okay, describe your relationship with yourself in 3 words. Go.
Healthy, kind. A third word. Um, inconsistent.
Lovely. And the last one. What's something small that makes your day every time it happens?
Probably like getting a check-in message from a friend when someone messages me being like, "Hey, just thinking about you." It always makes my day. It's like stands out, makes my week. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you, Catherine. That's the end of the lightning round in this special episode. Just getting to know you, letting other people get to know you a little bit more deeply. One of two girls strong. Thank you for the contribution that you make in my life, but also to this podcast and the insights that you share. And so, another space where you bravely share of yourself and others connect with. Thank you to all the people who sent in questions. If you're listening, feel free to share us topics or things that you want to hear from us and conversations or things that you think you want to hear our perspective on. We're super keen on that. And thank you for being with us in this journey and showing Catherine so much love.
Thanks, babe.
Thanks for joining us on the Two Girls Strong podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, you can connect with us on Instagram at Two Girls Strong or email us at twogirlsstrong@gmail.com, and that's with one S. See you next time.